Alright, welcome back to YouTube Editing for Kids. So in this episode, I'm going to show you how to produce, or as some applications call it, export your project. So once you have everything put together and you're satisfied with the result, you can then press produce. I'll give you a couple of quick tips that I've learned here through trial and error and a lot of frustration, so this should help speed you up a little bit. This one right here, AVC or H.264, is the most common, but you do lose a little bit of quality when you use this codec. It's called a codec. So whatever you've recorded, after putting it into the Power Director, if you use the H.264, you will lose a little bit of quality. This one right here is a H.265 codec. This is very modern. It was after 2010. I believe it's the highest quality one that you can use. And even though it says it takes a smaller amount of size, the only problem is that they take a lot longer to complete. Like the bar to finish will take 16 hours instead of 4, just as an example. So I tend to stay away from that. So for me, what I like to do is I like to use this XAVCS. It's a variation of the standard way to make a YouTube video. And Sony, the people who made PlayStation, made this codec. And it's very user-friendly. So what you can do is go in here and choose, do you want a lower resolution video or do you want something as high as 4K? And also, the second little tip here is the frame rate. You see this here? It says 24p. So that's 180p at 24 frame rates. And then this one is 180p at 30 frame rates. And this one is 180p at 60 frame rates. Typically, a PlayStation 4, an Xbox One, or a Nintendo Switch will play at 60 frame rate. So you always want to make a video that has gameplay in it with 60 frame rate. It doesn't matter if you've put camcorder in there afterwards, always do the 60 frame rate when there's gameplay. And the final tip is that whenever you are doing just camcorder video, you just want to make it look a little prettier, add a little bit of light, you want to use a 24 frame rate because this is the frame rate that professionals use with making movies. It's called the film frame rate. So again, if your video has any sort of gameplay in it, it's safe just to go with the 60p. And if it's only camcorder footage of people, then always go with the 24p. Alright, so that should cover your exporting or producing options. And those are some very handy tips that took me a long time to figure out, and I hope you can use them. See you next time.
Alright, YouTube, thanks for watching.
Bye.
And we will see you next time.